Good to go. All right, all right. I think we figured out how to computer. So
Are we up?
are we up? All right. Well, welcome, you guys. Thank you all for being here to the first episode of the nimbusCast podcast. While we're waiting for some folks to show up, I'll kind of give you guys a quick rundown. Today we got our boy Lethal1Up
Yo,
here.
yo,
So
what's up, dude?
nothing much, man. I appreciate you taking the time to be here tonight.
Thanks, man. I'm glad to be here. This is exciting, dude. I'm so happy for you, like starting up the Nimbus cast. I was like, oh, everybody's starting up a podcast, bro. And I'm just like, man, what am I doing? Like, I feel like I need to hop on this, dude.
I mean, like I used to have a podcast and I love podcasts. Like,
Oh, okay.
I used to, I guess to give you a background, I used to want to do like radio and stuff. So then when I found out that like
Oh, cool.
podcasting was a thing, I was like, oh, this is awesome. But like I could never really find like what I wanted to do one on. And then I was like, man,
Yeah.
this idea like kind of came in my head and like I could not drop it. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, what we're gonna be doing in this, and it's gonna be kind of a fake it as we make it, I guess, thing, because I'm sure it'll change a little bit
Hey,
here
that
and there.
works.
But basically, my goal with this, I guess I'll say, rather than saying like what it is or what it's gonna be, is like my goal with this is to kind of bring the Dragon Ball community together in a way, and I know that sounds like vague or weird, but like I've been kind of in different corners of the community for a long time, and been in this part, whatever. And I feel like it's huge nowadays, and there's
Yeah.
so many parts of it, and I want this podcast to be kind of one place that anybody, any part of the community can go to and get a little something out of. Um,
Dude, that's so cool, dude. Because like, believe it or not, not that it's like a surprise, but like, yeah, there's tons of content creators out there, especially in the Dragon Ball community. And with Dragon Ball Legends, I'm starting to see more and more and more as I do my YouTube. So I think what you're doing is great, and it helps. It's gonna help bolster some courage up from other content creators. Especially if you get to bring some other people on here and
mhm.
show some different personalities that are out there besides some of the big dogs that are out there. So, dude, what you're doing is awesome. This is so cool, man. Keep it up. You're inspiring me, bro. Now I'm telling you now I'm just like, man, I gotta get on Storm's level, man. I gotta think of something. So no, it's really cool what you're doing, man. Seriously.
I appreciate that. Yeah, no, it's like, I mean, I'm sure you can relate. Every now and then you just get an idea, and it's just like usually when I get an idea, I'm like, I'll give it like the 3 days, and if it's gone, and after 3 days I'm like, nah, that was stupid. Then it was probably stupid. But after 3 days, I'm like, all right, you got to do it at least. And if
Right.
it flops and it sucks, then
At
at
this
least you
point.
know, you know.
No, good points, bro. Good points. And yeah, like I'm saying, man, maybe this is really inspiring me to do one. So no, this is really cool. So now that I'm thinking about it, it just registers with me like for like the 50th time, man. I think it's time to do something about it. So thank you. So if anything, thank you, bro.
No problem. And so obviously, this is the first time, this is the first episode in general. So this is, of course, your first time being on it. I guess that sounds really weird to say,
Oh,
but
number
so
one. Very
right.
cool.
So we did that dual summon together, but I guess if you want to real quick give a quick intro about yourself, who you are, what you do, all that stuff, we'll kind of go from there, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes, man.
Cool, bro. Damn, this feels like college all over again. Crap. Okay. No, but what's up, everybody? I'm Lethal1Up. I do a YouTube channel that's on Dragon Ball Legends content. It's funny. I actually started YouTube not wanting to do Dragon Ball Legends content. I actually started YouTube doing like Let's Plays and like walkthroughs and whatnot. But you know what happened, man? I posted a Dragon Ball Legends video. I got way more views so much quicker than when I did like I think it was Kingdom Hearts. I was playing Kingdom Hearts 3 for like the first time. And I was like, yo, let me just post my Let's Plays up and hopefully start off my channel that way. But dude, the moment I posted Dragon Ball Legends stuff, it just did so much better. And the community is like there's a lot of great people in the community. And no, it just picked up. And so I was like, screw it, dude. We're gonna turn this into a Dragon Ball Legends channel. It wasn't my first want to do for YouTube.
Hmm.
It just ended up becoming that. But dude, I've been so like blessed, and I've enjoyed it, and I've gotten to meet so many other content creators in Dragon Ball Legends, or not Dragon Ball Legends, but just Dragon Ball community in general. I've met a lot of cool people, and I've been so happy that I did it. The community, it's such a great community. Some oddballs out there. I'll say there's some oddball Dragon
Oh
Ball
yeah.
fans out there. Let's be real here, right? It's Dragon Ball, but no, I met a lot of cool people doing it. I absolutely enjoyed it. And I'm doing Twitch too now. I'm trying to be more on top of my Twitch to kind of give that variety out there because personally, like, as much as I love Dragon Ball, it's sometimes hard to kind of just do Dragon Ball because I'm such a fan of doing so many different other things, right? Just as anybody
Feel
else
that.
is. And we all know how much YouTube loves it when you try to, break out that box and try different stuff,
Oh
right?
yeah.
So yeah, dude. So yeah, I just been doing Twitch on top of the YouTube, and it's been going great, dude. I've been enjoying it, and I'm meeting a lot of people, so it's really cool, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, like I can totally relate because it's like my channel is pretty geared towards Legends right now, and like it's
Yeah.
just kind of like that's just what happened, because kind of similar to you. It's like I had no intention. In fact, I'm almost positive that somewhere if somebody wanted to like dig really deep, they could find some audio clip of me like just on a stream just talking so much crap about like gacha games and all that stuff. Which you used to play Dokkan pretty heavily, right?
Yeah, I did play Dokkan. I was a big Dokkan guy before I got into Legends, but the moment I saw Legends, dude, I was like, I swapped right over, dude.
Like, admittedly, I've not even been. Well, I guess it probably is nearly a year. I haven't been playing Legends long, but and I've never really like gotten into Dokkan. I tried, and it's just not my cup of tea. But like, and it took me even like 4 or 5 tries to get into Legends. I kept downloading it and playing through the tutorial and being like, nah, this sucks. And then eventually, like you make
Yeah.
it through that barrier, and you're like, oh, never mind. This is addictive as
Right.
hell.
It's it is. It's like like obviously we're Dragon Ball fans, or we like Dragon Ball. So like it's the idea of like like if you in the past, right? What have Dragon Ball games been? They've been like these 2D fighter arena games, or they've been usually fighting games. So like when Legends got announced, I remember being like, oh cool, like another Dragon Ball gacha game. And at the time, I did play Dokkan, and I won't lie, I was pretty heavy into Dokkan. But I think it's just because I like the characters of Dragon Ball. So right, anybody who really gets into it, the fights and whatnot, a lot of good moments. But no, I saw Legends gets announced, and I was like, dude. I gotta hop on this. This is a fighting mobile game for Legends. Sucks because it's gacha, but like that's like half of mobile games, right? I mean,
it really is.
mobile games nowadays are literally just gacha. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was kind of the same way because like back in the day, I was like, yeah, like you said, your arena fighters. I was like your Budokai Tenkaichi. That's where I got some of my following. Was way back in the day on my old channel where I did that type of stuff, and kind of got that, and then I took like this long hiatus, like kind of the era of like Battle of Z, right when Battle of Z was about to come out. I like basically like fell off the face of the earth, and like I was going to college and all that stuff, so I was just like, oh yeah, I didn't play like a lot of games, and then I came back around Xenoverse 2 ish, or I guess it was really more like Fighters, because I don't know which one of them came out more recently. It was Fighters, right?
Yeah. Fighters came out recently. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it was that one, and then so I missed like all that in between, and so I missed like what a lot of people considered like the renaissance of Dragon Ball is what I've heard. Like Super's big peak, the anime and all that stuff, and then like Legends and Dokkan being hype as hell, like. So now I'm just kind of like, all right, well, I'm gonna jump into everything kind of midway through, but
well, that's good. You're getting the taste of a bunch of things, dude. That's perfect. Because like Dragon Ball at one point did go through a little bit of like that dry spell, right? I think when the movie got announced, we were all like, "Oh snap! Like Dragon Ball's coming back, right?" And there's gonna be more follow up with it if it did good and everything. And it took off and it did good. But I mean, yeah, no, definitely, dude. I mean, you missed a little bit, but I think you came back at the perfect time when like lots of things are kind of going for Dragon Ball right now. So no, you did good. You did good, Storm.
I see somebody in the chat saying Battle of Z Storm was one of the brave ones. It's like, yeah, I got out right before that mess. I never actually played that, but I heard. I mean, have you played Battle of Z?
I don't think I played it, but I definitely watched it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, they brought it back in anime and everything, but I definitely watched it when the first movies came out and stuff.
Yeah, gotcha. But yeah, so kind of one of the things that we wanted to talk about a little bit, because I know like we've talked about and established, you're pretty predominant in the Legends community, so definitely want to take advantage of that time and this opportunity here. So originally when I had planned the topics for this, like literally I think right after I had like DM'd you and was like, all right, we're 1,000 days, then they're like video and stuff, and I'm like, you bastards, I wanted this to be like speculation. And I guess
I thought about that. I was like, man, that's a topic, but like they kind of already put some stuff out there.
Yeah. I was like, I mean, I guess there's a little bit of speculation, but like I was expecting it to be way, especially on the new game mode. They like freaking like damn ass gave us the whole cow on that one, like there's not much. But so I think you and I hit kind of a spell with Legends very similar at the time, like because I thought I was alone in it, and then like I saw you had posted a community post. You went like a whole week without uploading, which for you
Dude.
is like an anomaly. For me, it's like whatever, you know.
Right.
But yeah, so
But the
like
mhm.
just kind of I guess more about that. Like I know personally, I just felt like bored all of a sudden out of nowhere. I don't know how you felt.
Yeah. I mean, I try to tell people, I'm like, listen, it's this, we just got off the anniversary, right?
Hmm.
And I keep telling people all the time, like, it's gonna get to a point where it's gonna fall back down because a lot of us were all off of the hype of like what, like November, December, even I think October too, right? Getting nonstop like a bunch of releases and a bunch of hype stuff. Like that holiday, I always tell people like after that like decline after the holiday season, like I think a lot of people tend to fall off, and I see it every year, bro. Every year I get the
Yeah.
comments like, bro, I quit Legends, I drop Legends. Around the same time, it's always January, February, and sometimes March, but usually it picks back up in March because it gets closer to the anniversary time.
Mm.
But no, man, I was there, and luckily for me, I got the opportunity to start working with like 5.9 a little bit, and the time that I was like putting in for 5.9 and whatnot, I mean, I still am, but the time that I was doing for that, and then like trying to keep up with Legends content, I was like, dude, I can't just make videos on Zenkais, dude. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about that at some point, but like, dude, I was like, this isn't fun for me. I was like, I can't do it. So I just kind of like, I was like, you know what, this is a good time. I've been kind of going a little bit hard, at the last couple months. So I was like,
Hmm.
let it roll out, bro. Just let me take a little break. It's okay. No, everybody else is kind of probably just as gone as much as I am with it. And usually what happens is people kind of come back right when it comes to the bigger like
Yeah.
celebrations and the bigger characters and stuff like that. So it's usually like a norm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much me too, because like I definitely I will admit I was a hypocrite as fuck when it came to it, because like I know when what was the last, oh yeah, LF Future Gohan, and I think I
Mhm.
may have even mentioned it in our dual summon, but I know in my like initial summoning I was like, man, they've got to chill with all these LFs, like, and
I
then
know.
and then after that no LF on the next banner, and then I'm kind of like, oh well, now I'm bored, this you know.
Bro, it's like I don't know how to explain it, but that just kind of goes with like that toxic like gotcha like aspect to the game, right? Like that damn, like I'm tired of all these freaking back-to-back LFs. Like screw this shit, dude. Next thing you know, you're like, man, no LF this upcoming banner. Like, what are we doing? What's the point of this?
Yeah.
It's so like they got us like a mind warp, bro. I don't know. That's just like I said, it's that gotcha mentality, dude. They got us. They hit us with that. The LFs are cool. The worst, but we can't pull them off, right? But we got to go so deep just to get them, and I don't know, bro. I know what you mean, though. It's funny.
Yeah. And I had the pleasure of getting two friends into Legends recently, and like
Oh man,
neither of them, it's funny, neither of them are even really Dragon Ball fans. They just saw me playing, and they were kind of bored, and they were like, "Oh, what's that?" And I was like, "I mean, yeah." And they watch my YouTube stuff and everything, so they were like
Mm.
vaguely familiar, but didn't know it. And then they both just got like hooked. And I'll admit that was good for me, even though I'm not been playing that long. But like,
Mhm.
seeing the hype of like a new player, just like, oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
god, this is so amazing, and they pulled like, just some lame ass like, sparking
Such an
unit.
old unit, right? That does no longer matters.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god.
He's like, I've got him at like 14 stars, and I don't even care because he sucks, and they're just like, oh yeah, this is so fucking hype.
No, bro, it's that, or it's when they pull the elf. They're like, I got this new character. I'm like, you son of a bitch. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, cool. Me talk about the future Gohan,
Oh
and I
yeah,
have a friend of mine too who recently played, and he's like, I just summoned and got this new character. I'm like, are you kidding me, bro? I'm like, you got the new LF. That always happens. That new player luck is so real, bro. It really is. It
yeah.
really is.
Because when I first got into the game, like I pulled LF Majin Vegeta. That was like, I guess the first LF I think that came out when I got into it. And yeah, like I
Okay.
pulled it like without even really trying, because I didn't really understand like how rare LFs were or whatever. I
Mhm.
wanted Android 21 and like regenerating cell and stuff, and I didn't pull them, and I pulled LF Majin Vegeta, and I was all like butthurt about not getting them. Yeah, and same thing, because he pulled two copies of LF Broly, and I'd been like dumping money into it and not getting it, and I'm just like, this is bullcrap.
I hate it. I feel you on that though, dude.
But yeah, like I definitely went through a little bit of a dry spell, but it's kind of coming back, and I agree, it's good to take a step back, especially like,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, go ahead, go for it. I was gonna say definitely, like, especially now, like right now, like for definitely for like the past couple months, like January, February, like you might as well because things really won't start kicking back up. I always tell people like you leave now, but you'll definitely come back, come closer to May, June, right when the anniversary
Hmm.
happens. Like that's like what happens, tends to happen usually most of the time.
Yeah, because like, yeah, I was all into it, and right around UI Goku, I think I played it a lot and might have even gotten a little bit burnt out. because like I know the videos I was doing around then were popping pretty
Yeah.
decent because like I guess the game
Yeah.
was very topical, and so like that encouraged me to play it even
Right.
more. And then
Right.
I'm just like, oh god, by the end of like LF Future Gohan, I was kind of like, damn, I've I need to play some other games, you know?
Yeah. Dude, well, like before, I can't remember. Geez, I can't remember who was out. What was out before I left Gohan? Because that was pretty recent.
Hmm.
I feel like there's another banner that dropped. I can't think of the top of my head here, but yeah, there's like another banner that dropped, and then that's when I was like during my dry spell and just not really caring to do content. And then Future Gohan dropped, and I was like, damn, this is making me want to play again. And then I picked it up, and I was like, all right, cool. Like, let's see if we can pull it. We did the collab, didn't work out.
Yeah.
So I didn't get him. But then I finally got him off camera, and I got him. And then, bro, I got back to the port. I'm like, now I'm not like happy again. Now I'm just not like, damn it, like that feeling of like you got it. Now I finally got it, and then shoot, like now I'm not sure how I feel right now. But that
Yeah.
just comes with like the game and whatnot, right?
Right. Do you have any thoughts in particular about like some of the stuff that has been going on? Like I know there was like a little bit of like I use the term loosely, but like drama when they were, screwing with the energy system and all that, and then, now like some of the new updates that they're doing with like that were presented in the last video and stuff. Do you have any thoughts at all?
Yeah. So, I mean, the energy thing, like I said, I haven't really been touching like the game that much, right? Because
Mhm.
I'll be honest, I've declined. Like you, I was playing Peak Legends at like UI Goku, and then it came to like the Gogeta Blue and Broly, and I was like playing so much at that time. But like, I kid you not, the moment I got those characters, and like December, I think ended, got into like January 1st or whatever. Like, dude, I really just stepped it down. So like, I really wasn't doing much. I kind of skipped over a lot of events, so like, I didn't really have to worry about too much about like skip tickets or energy and whatnot. But I do feel bad for the people that when they made that change for the energy and they took it out of what was it, the
Bonus battle or
bonus battle. Yeah, they took it out of there. I know a lot of people didn't like that, but again, it didn't really affect me, so I didn't get bothered by it too much. But no, that definitely sucks because of course it's going to make it harder for people now to continue grinding because as you know, Legends is a big grind fest, so that just makes it harder for players to obtain all the stuff that they're try to allow us to get now. But even in the newer update, dude, I don't know if you've ever played the what's it called, the Rush battle event. They changed it. Mm-hmm. Catering it to Zenkais because like I said, I'm sure you can probably get into that at some point, but they're catering that more towards Zenkai now. They're really pushing for you to get your Zenkai characters and whatnot. They pretty much giving you, I think it's like 100 Zenkai what's it called, not soul boosting, I can't even think of the terminology for it, Z power. They're giving you the Zenkai Z power now off of that, but it took away the CC. So like I know a lot of people are kind of upset by that because like, dang, I looked forward to getting some of that CC that was in the events. And so I don't know. They're going, bro. I couldn't tell you. I told people since like they introduced Zenkais, like the very first time they did it, I was like, okay, let's see where this goes because this can get kind of like this can become a sticky situation, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously we saw where it went when it came to like Gohan, SJ2 Go, and DLF, Android 18, and a lot of others, SJ3 Goku. And everybody obviously can't stand those characters and whatnot. So, again, it goes off that whole topic of like, was it even worth it? But they're really pushing for that. And with this new update, again, it's really just driving that forward to like, hey, we're really pushing for Zenkai. This is where we're going with the game. And so it's like, I don't know, man. You gotta either accept it for what it's at the point where you just accept it in that direction that is going with Zenkais, or you just stop playing. But like like me and everybody else who's already been invested into it, you're like, I hate this game, I hate Zenkais, but I'm gonna still play. And I'm gonna still I'm still gonna invest, and I don't want to, but I still do it because I've already gotten this far with the game, right? I'm in 2 years now into the game, going on 3. Like crap, I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway. So yeah, I don't know, man. All that pretty much.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point, and definitely interesting because you've got more background on that because I came around well after Zenkais were a thing. Like I remember being like, what the hell is this little gold frame around the dude? Like, what does that mean? Like,
dude, like before that, man, they just to real quickly add in before that, man, they were doing balance updates. And it was like a free update. You didn't have to worry about it. It was off of like every major big reset update. They would add balances and they would make some of the older characters a little bit better. And that was the way of doing it. It was so perfect because everybody had it. Obviously now with Zenkais, you got to have that 7-star requirement right before you can even do it. So that's already going to limit, it's already going to limit other people from being able to have it. And so, it's already pushing that pay to play mentality, because we see it so much now, right? You fight people in PvP and their names are like, free to play. If you're not free to play, you're trash or something like that. So I don't know. It's really pushing, the pay to play and free to play differences to really show.
How do you know? And this is a I guess a trick question. How do you know if
Oh god,
somebody's free to play in Dragon Ball Legends?
bro, I don't even know.
Don't worry, they'll
Honestly,
tell you.
because like I feel like as much as we complain, right, about like having to have a 7-star requirement and whatnot, I don't know. Do they what's it called? I guess players, when there's something on the banners, I feel like you naturally tend to get these characters up there. Like there's times where I'm like, man, I know I didn't really summon a lot recently, but like I'm surprised how I have like this character so high up. And I mean, I guess you're just pulling dupes later on, right? And you end up getting these characters up there in 7 stars. But not just that, too. You got the whole multi Z power now to help get those stars up. So I don't know, bro. I couldn't tell you that answer because there's a lot of ways to get your characters up there, but determining the difference, I don't know. It's usually what they send you after the match. If you get a good party, what is it like? If you get a good party with like the one, I think it's like one of the sayings or whatever quotes, like a trash talk quote.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's usually the indication or something.
that's a good answer. My answer was gonna be, don't worry, they'll let you know.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's the spots at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, because I used to be the same way when I was free to play. Like I don't know if I would. I don't know what officially makes you a whale. I would like to consider or like to think that I'm not a whale, but I don't know.
I tell people all the time because I get those comments. They're like, "Oh my god, you're such a whale, Lethal." I'm like, bro, I don't even go out of my way to like 7-star characters. Like, I'm not that kind of like YouTuber for this game. Like, I can't afford that. So I'm like, dude, there's no way. I'm like, I don't ever go out of my way unless it's a character like I'm super gonna go hard for that. Like, I really want. But I mean, most of the time, like they're LFs now, right? So like that's never gonna happen. Once I pull it once, I'm done because I know the chances of me doing that again are just never gonna happen.
Yeah.
But what's it called? Like most of the time, like I don't know, bro. You what's it called? I don't know. You just know from the chat comments or the comments you get on your videos.
Yes.
They'll let you know most of the time too. They'll tell me they're like, "You're crazy." I'm like, "Bro, you watch my videos. I've seen you here. You know how I summon. So like, what do you mean, man?"
Yeah.
Or dude, or yeah, I've even got people who have like, "Yo, I fought you in PvP. I just fought you in PvP. Like, you're such a whale, bro." I'm like, I guess like, cool. Thanks for looking me up, commenting on me, and letting me know that.
I mean, yeah, because there's a certain element of like whaling and also just like being around for a long time, like because some older units
naturally
are good and you've
right.
pulled them a bunch of times, like, but I'm kind of the same way. Like because the way that I look at it is I'm like, man, I can't tell you how many times I've dropped 60, $70 on a video game and played it like twice,
Right.
So I'm like, if you enjoy Legends and and you want to drop $8 on some CC, like, go for it, dude.
I tell people that all the time. I'm always like, because people will always come after others for those type of reasons. And I'm like, listen, like if you got the money, I mean, you know what you were signed up for when you downloaded a mobile gacha game.
Yeah.
It literally told you, like, you know what I mean? Like you get a chance of getting this character. You see the percentage signs when you're gonna go summon. Like you know what you're getting yourself into. I'm always like, you can't get mad at the end of the day when you don't pull these characters or whatever the case may be. But I don't know. I always say you know it. You knew when you downloaded it, basically.
That is true, yeah, because I don't know. I don't play a lot of gacha games. Do most of them tell you the summon rates for the characters, or is Legends unique?
I've only played so many of them, but I mean, most of the time I think they do tell you.
Okay.
Like what's the percentage? I mean, a lot of people will say that like Legends is pretty like pretty friendly when it comes to pulling characters and the rates for their banners. But I mean, again, all that stuff varies. But I always say like you're taking a chance, when you're playing these type of games. So like like I said, you should know what you're getting into for the most part.
Because like a certain part of me is like I definitely wouldn't have spent the money that I have spent on it if it weren't for like doing YouTube content,
Yeah.
Because like
that's like that's like one benefit, right? You're doing YouTube content on it. It's a little different story there when it comes to like doing this type of stuff.
And definitely I don't break even when it comes to that. Like,
dude.
I've definitely dropped like $60 on like a banner and not or more and not even gotten the character, and then you go to your YouTube ad and you're just like, well,
Storm.
Yeah.
Dude, Storm. I my chat will always remind me because they were around when I had the UI Goku like dry spell, whatever you want to call it, dude. Yeah. So bad, dude. I dropped like $500.
Oh,
trying to pull. I know, Storm. I know. Maybe that classifies me as a whale. I can accept that. That's how people. That's fine. You can call me an orca. I don't care because like $500 for a UI Goku is not worth it. And my chat tells me all the time, they're like, dude, you're such an idiot. I'm like, I know, but at the time, right? Yeah. It's hype. It's UI Goku. Come on, man. It's UI Goku. I was like, of course I want that, but Yeah, bro. Yeah, you're right. And the thing is, it happens quick too. I'm like, yo, where's my bank at to let me know? Like, you shouldn't be processing these transactions. My
Yeah,
bank is like, go ahead, let him do it. Let
yeah.
him do it.
He's a big boy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I get the email notifications of like, hey, here's your receipt. Like 3 days later, I'm like, oh, it couldn't be that bad. I'm like, oh damn, like
Yeah.
what the hell? Like, how did I do this?
Oh yeah, because I know with Apple Pay it does like if I get like an $8 one on sale, like it won't like
Oh,
usually immediately charge it, but then like I order more and then like you said, yeah, all at once. So
yeah.
like I'll get like what I spent in the past 3 days and I read that receipt and I'm like, you know,
No, and no, the worst, like I'll calculate it as I'm doing it. I'm like, okay, this
uh,
is this is the $10 sale. We did like 3 of those. I'm like, it should be
yeah,
like $30 or whatever. I get the damn Apple receipt. It's like 40 something with tax. I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, how did this happen?
dude, yeah.
Oh man, that's fun.
I've thought about every now and then just for my own curiosity, like going through my email and like reading all those and seeing how
Oh
much.
my
But
God.
I don't know that I want to do
Couldn't.
that.
I couldn't. Oh, definitely not me. I mean, I think I'm worse than you. So there's no way I could do that. That would break my heart. I'll look back and be like, man, could you imagine the amount of money I would have had today had I not entered into this realm of gotcha gaming? What did I do?
Now, I think I saw a tweet from Radical. He was talking about a car or something like that, and I like I had to take a double take at the tweet. It was something about it was like 2 days ago. I think it was something like talking about some car that he's had forever and all this stuff, and then he's like talking about all this money he put into it to get it working, and then he's like, oh yeah, but I put like twice as much as that into my Legends account, and just reading that, I'm like, but I mean,
Dude,
we've all
I've
been
heard
there.
some. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I'll say I've heard some stories, man, of some of these top tier YouTubers and how much they can put in there. It's crazy. It's scary.
Yeah,
It's definitely scary. But of course, again, it pays off because they're doing content on
yeah.
it, right? So it's always a different story. I try to remind people that I'm like, listen, you gotta remember, some of these YouTubers obviously they'll spend a lot and it's scary how much they'll spend, but keep in mind they kind of work for it. They drop these videos at like 2, 3 a.m. and I'm just like,
Oh yeah,
nah, bro, I can wait till 8 a.m. to do my video, or like, if it's something I could do at like 11 at night my time, I'm like, cool, we'll do it. But after a certain time, I'm like, nah. But these people, they put in the work for it, so of course, they deserve it. They reward themselves with the work they get. So
oh
makes
yeah.
sense.
And I've seen people like leave them really shitty comments saying that they have like gambling problems, and I'm like, no, like they would I would sure as hell hope so anyway, not be dumping the money they are into it, if but like
Right,
they're making their money back and everything. You
right.
and we arguably have gambling problems, but
Yeah, yeah. Well, dude, I tell people too. I'm like, man, listen, if you say you had the platform and you had the ability and the finances to be able to do something like that,
yeah.
just wait. You never know, because if you get to that point, you're able to do it. People do it. Like I've known people, like I've had viewers from me from like 2 years ago. They didn't work, and now they work now, right? And they're like, oh man, I just dropped a couple bucks. I'm like, dude, I remember when you first subscribed to me and you used to tell me all the time I would never spend money like that. Look at you making money, and now you're spending some of it. Like, it's just natural. I don't know. It's just how that kind of thing goes, right?
Yeah.
You start having the money, and you're just financially able to do that. You sometimes you go for it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's funny.
So kind of going back to the video and stuff, so they talked about I can't remember the exact quotes, but they said that there was a character that was being designed specifically for like the upcoming events and everything like that. And I think that was the verbiage, or very close to it. I didn't know if you had any thoughts on that. Like personally, I'm thinking like it's got to be Super Saiyan Blue Shallot is, or I guess they might be introducing a new unique character, but I don't know, or maybe you have some other
Mhm.
idea.
I mean, I don't know if you know, but like they introduced another like original character, which was Zahal.
Uh huh.
Oh, if I don't know if I said his name right. Dude,
I
it's
have
been
no
so
idea.
long since they've even brought back that character, because it's been so. I haven't even touched story since like I think Super Saiyan God Shallot came. That's like the last
Hmm.
time I touched it, so I'm probably super behind. But there's another original character that they introduced. So in my mind, I'm thinking maybe they're bringing another original character. You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
they've already introduced it already. So that could be the case. But maybe we'll get Super Saiyan Blue Shallot. I just don't think, maybe not yet. But dude, I don't know who really knows like what they have planned, because clearly anything can happen. So
Yeah.
honestly, who knows? But I
Because
could see that. That's a good. That's if I had to pick. If it's not an original character, probably Shallot. Yeah.
yeah, I admittedly I don't really like when I play the story. It's just for the CC. I usually skip the little cutscenes or
Mhm.
whatever. Admittedly,
Oh,
but
I do that most of the time. Literally, unless it's a big celebration event and they're like, "Yo, Super Saiyan God Shout's coming," I'm like, "All right, cool." Now I actually pay attention on the actual like chapter or whatever that it actually happens on, and read the story, because like there's no way I could ever remember what Shout just went through, because he's gone through so much in the actual like in-game story that they have going on right now. I'm like, I couldn't
Mhm.
even remember the last time that happened. But I think that's pretty normal, right? I think most of the time, if the
Yeah.
story is not something crazy important, you just hit that skip button, bro. Get that CC real quick. Get whatever you can get, souls, whatever else you get in the stages. Like, do it real quick.
I think that's half of the beginner luck, is having so much story to play through and so much CC, because I remember
Mhm.
when I had my friends that were
Oh
getting
my
into it,
god.
they were just like, "Oh yeah, I got like 10,000 crystals," just like, "Oh, let me blow all this. Oh yeah, next day, oh, I got 10,000 more." And I'm just like over here, scrounging up like, "All right,
I know, right?
what can I do?" Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's actually so funny because, like, yeah, I think that's kind of why I also stopped doing the story, right? Because I used to keep up
Mhm.
with it, and I'm like, man, let it rack up so I feel like I can go back to something.
Yeah.
But you know what the sad part is, Storm, man? This is make me sound so bad, make me sound like a whale, bro. But and then it comes to those moments where I'm sitting there like, dude, I should probably go ahead and grind the stuff that I skipped out on for this exact reason, right? I
Yeah.
didn't pull the unit that I wanted off of the CC that I currently have or whatever. Bro, I still go back to my wallet, open up that Apple Pay, jump right in, jump right into the sales like an idiot every time, bro.
I
I'm
mean,
terrible.
I feel
Maybe
you.
I'm late. I'm lazy, is what it is, bro.
The same here. And well, and then it's like, we're both grown ass dudes. If we want to do that with our
Yeah,
time and
yeah,
money, uh,
right, right,
like I don't want to sit there and just twiddle my thumb through some event that I'm not interested
right,
in,
dude.
when I
I'm
can
like,
drop
it's
$8.
exactly. It's like it's 8 o'clock at night. I'm like, dude, I just got home from work. Do I really want to sit here and grind for like 3 or 4 hours of story? Nah, I want to go ahead and something right away. I want that gotcha addiction to kick in right away. Let me get my multi in.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The only reason why I wouldn't think that we would get Super Saiyan Blue Shallot is because, and correct me if I'm wrong, Super Saiyan God Shallot didn't even come out that long ago, right? It was like less than a year ago, I think.
I'm trying to
I think.
think. I mean, I think he came with was it the 2 year anniversary?
I
I
don't
can't even
know.
remember. I maybe a little bit if anything, if it wasn't at the 2 year anniversary, it might have been a little bit afterwards or a little bit before or
Uh-huh.
something like that. Because I think he came with the big update. There was a big update that came out for Legends, and I believe Shallot's upgrade maybe came out with that. But dude, again, I couldn't tell you. It's been so long, I think already. So no, I mean, it could totally, dude. Again, you never know. I mean, I honestly, for me personally, I thought for 30th anniversary was gonna be Gogeta Blue. We already got him, so
True.
shit happens. Like anything can happen with Legends lately. So literally, that could totally be a possibility.
Are there any? This is kind of an unexpected question, but are there any units that you would like to see for the third? I guess other than Super Saiyan Blue Shallot.
I mean, for me, for the anniversary, that's a good question. I keep asking myself, like, man, like, what do you want to see next? Like, I keep telling myself, like, it'd be cool for them to continue going Torment of Power stuff, right?
Yeah.
But then I keep thinking, I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of hold on to that. And part of me is like, man, dude, GT, we haven't gotten GT stuff in a while. I mean,
Yeah.
not that I'm too familiar with GT myself because I haven't really watched the full anime, but I think a lot of people want to see SSJ4 Gogeta, right?
Oh
That's like
yeah.
the big one, and that's the one I'm assuming would probably come, or at least they always gotta have a big fusion tossed in there somewhere, dude. That's like the number one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming maybe something like that would probably happen at some point. So I definitely would want to see him. But I think the one that I think I go like more realistically towards, because I'm one of those people where like I look back at past banners, I'm like, okay, man, listen, you gave us Future Gohan for a reason. Why do we get Future Gohan for, right? I was playing that same game back for, I think it was like UI Goku and Jiren. I was like, man, why are we getting like Dispo, Topo, and all of them? I was like, there's got to be a reason for it, right? And, of course, a little after Jiren UI Goku came out. So in my mind, I'm like, man, I still go back to like that Future Gohan. I'm like, hopefully we get more future stuff. And, just like I finished Future Trunk Saga. And I'm like, I'm hoping we're going to see like, like the merge Zamasu and like sort of Hope Trunks and stuff like that. Like,
Oh yeah.
there's some stuff to still see from Super. So like, it can go either way. But I think for me, I'm just looking more forward to like those bigger characters. I know some people are like, oh, I want to see another like transforming Vegeta or something. I'm like, nah, I'll pass. I'm like, I don't want
too
to.
many of those.
Yeah, we got too many of those. I'm more like, give me some brand new characters because I think that's at the point where I'm at with the game where like I just get excited for more of like the brand new stuff. Whenever you get like a reskin, it's always like, do I want to do it? Unless it's like Future Gohan, it was an LF and he had the missing arm, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, yo, we had to storm. We have to go ahead and summon on this.
Yeah. I feel you, because it's like, yeah, you can only get so hype for like a different variant of a character that's already in the game,
Right.
Like, I mean, there's always like what it's going to do to the PvP meta, because it's probably going to be a different color or a different tag than like one of the previous ones, or a different Z ability or something like that. But I mean, there's still only so much hype that you can get for that. you know?
Yeah, and I think that's been like some of these gacha games start to fall off a little bit. I think for me personally, like once you've gone through like all the characters, right? And I think that's what happened to me with Dokkan. Like I still play Dokkan, don't get me wrong, but like there's like a point where like I've really just like I slowed it down with Dokkan, and it was only for like big releases and whatnot. So like I kind
Mhm.
of feel like once Legends kind of gets to that point where they kind of gone through the entire roster of characters, right? It gets to the part where like okay. Now you're just gonna be expecting reskins every concurrent year, and that's where it kind of gets to the point where you're like, man, what do I do? What do I do next?
Yeah. They got to do something really big to keep it alive, you know?
So, hey, we're waiting for the anime. Ready for
Yeah.
anime to come back.
I'm astounded that Dokkan has lasted as long as it has, honestly.
Dude, me too. I kid you not. And every time I see like a big hype thing, I'm like, dude, good for Dokkan. Hey, good for that team, man, because I'm surprised they're still kicking it as long as they've been going. But like I get them props because like when I see these like animations, right, for some of the Dokkan attacks, I'm like the special card, like the special attacks and everything. I'm like, dude, they're killing it. It looks so
Yeah.
good. I'm like, it's so different from where I left off. Like where I left off, it did not look that pretty, bro. I was like, Dokkan was not that cool. It's literally the anime. I'm like, what are you like? What's going on in Dokkan anymore? But it's so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Cause part of me is like, man, I kind of see Dokkan. I don't know how much longer of a life Dokkan will have in it, which I mean, what,
Yeah,
6 years, right? Give or take.
yeah, that's a long
That's a
time, bro.
long time.
I tell myself, I'm like, man, you've gone 6 years. I mean, am I for me, it's like it's like once you reach like year 3 or year 4, whatever, and your player base hasn't declined or whatever, like you're probably gonna cancel. But the fact that it keeps the same amount of people going on to year 6, I'm like, damn, they might be able to take it to like, if like Super does come back, like maybe they'll
True.
be able to still keep it kicking, because at that point at year 6 and you're still making like those financial goals, right, for the company and
Mhm.
business wise is going good. Shit, like it could probably keep going. Who knows? That's the scary part, right?
Yeah.
Imagine Dokkan, dude. I'll be like, if I enter my 30s and my 40s, imagine just like Dokkan still going. I'll be like, what the hell? My kid starts talking about it. I'm like, how is
Back in
this
my
happening?
day. Yeah.
Yeah, like back in my days, like this didn't look like that at all. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
You don't read the manga, do you?
I don't. I'm one of those people
Okay.
where I just want to wait for the anime. At least for Dragon Ball. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was always an anime person. I'm usually an anime person. Some manga I do, but I guess for Dragon Ball, I look forward to like seeing the fights in anime and stuff like that. But I
I
know there's some differences. I've been told, so there's some things to look forward to, like in the manga. Yeah.
I go back and forth. Like,
Okay.
I've just now started reading the manga, but I basically like I never read the manga, so I skipped past the Tournament of Power, just to try to like get
Yeah.
caught up. But I have like such a short attention span when it comes to manga. Like I can
Yeah.
only read like 2 chapters in one sitting tops, and then I'm
Yeah.
done. But some shows or whatever, like I've been reading My Hero Academia instead of watching it.
So
I don't know.
good.
Yeah. Just like
So good.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like I think was it My Hero? I might have originally started My Hero as like manga. That might have been one of the ones I did manga. That or Attack on Titan, one of the
Oh
two.
yeah.
But then I switched to the anime and I was like, oh, I gotta watch the anime. But no, yeah, My Hero was definitely a good one though. I'm glad you mentioned that one. That's a good one.
I get in spells. Like sometimes I'm like in a very anime spell, and sometimes I'm in like a very manga spell. So it just depends. Like if I decide to like get into something, it depends on which one of those spells I'm into, like which
Right.
medium I'm gonna try to like consume it
And
on.
it and the social media stuff too. Like, like
Yeah,
next thing you know, you see it trending, you're like, oh shit, like, all right, I'm gonna have to go and open up the manga or something. Cause
yeah,
that happens to me every single time. Something will blow up, people talk about it. I'm like, oh, damn, like we all know the anime adaptation will take like another year or two before that even gets to that point or even gets there. You're like, oh damn.
I
But
think
yeah.
almost the entire reason why I read manga at all is social media peer pressure. It's Twitter, man. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you just see like, oh, either a like it's like you said, oh man, the new chapter came out today, and like people are already talking about like, oh, that was so wild, or the anime comes out and they're like, I can't believe they skipped that. Like, I know the Promised Neverland is going through that right now. Everybody's like, oh, I can't believe that they skipped this arc and they did this and that,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, oh damn, because I watched the Promised Neverland season 1. I haven't watched the season
Mhm.
2. But now I'm like, oh man, I kind of wish I read the manga on that one.
I know. I think that happened to me. I can't remember which anime it was. I can't remember top of my head which one it happened to me, but I remember people telling me like, yeah, like you gotta check out the manga because things happen differently. And I was like, man, I hate that. I hate that. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes things happen differently. And you're like, it kind of forces you like, damn, if I really want to like, get to understand the hype of that moment from their perspectives, right? From the people who read the manga versus like what I saw in the anime. Like, you kind of have to go back and do it. So
Mhm.
no, that definitely happens to me sometimes. But I can't. tip of my tongue, man. I can't remember which one it was. I keep thinking back to My Hero, but I don't think it definitely wasn't My Hero. Something even before that, dude. I don't know. I can't remember. But that anime, Promised Neverland, I always hear so much about that one and like Dr. Stone. And those are the two that I have not watched, and I keep hearing how good they are. So I feel like if you're mentioning it, dude, it's a sign. I have to freaking watch the anime because now you're telling me. So I'm like, damn, okay, I got to start looking into these.
I haven't seen Dr. Stone. I have heard good things, but The Promised Neverland, like, you'll know probably after the first episode if you're gonna like it or not. The first episode is fucked, and like,
damn.
Yeah, it's one of those that like gives you everything in the first episode, like it, which I like. I don't like, oh yeah, you got to watch like 13 episodes and then you start to get what it's about.
Right.
Like, I'm just like, look, I'm a grown ass man. I don't have that kind of time, like give me something enticing, God. Right? I mean, but anyway, yeah, no, it's good. I would recommend it.
That sounds good. It's giving me like Game of Thrones vibes. Like, stuff is just happening off the jump, and that's a good sign. That's a good thing. That's something that I'm gonna get invested into if it's gonna be something like that, because I love that. Exactly. I don't got time for bull, bro. We gotta jump right into the action as soon as it happens.
So I think the last like Legends specific topic that I was thinking about is the new game mode. Of course, they showed quite a bit of that on the most recent video and stuff. Do you have any thoughts on that at all?
I mentioned it in my stream, and I was like, dude, like, it looks cool. Like, it's something that's different. But I think with the one thing I was mentioning a lot was like, man, it's really different. Like, I'm talking a polar opposite kind of, thing, that a mode that you'd expect to see in a game like Legends. And I was like talking to like my Discord at the time, because I did a live reaction to it with the Discord, and we were all agreeing. We were like, man, like, are you gonna play this? Because like, I open up Legends, to play more of like that fast paced action kind of game, right? If I want to play something a little bit more slow down, people still play Dokkan and they go back to it. So I think it's cool though. I mean, it's a different style kind of game for sure. I mean, I still think it's like a polar opposite of what you're doing in Legends. It's more like board, like a strategy, board checker, chess type of style game. I mean, I wish I could remember how Dragon Ball Heroes work, but it reminded me of Dragon Ball Heroes, where like, depending on your placement, you get the buffs and whatnot. Either attack buff, HP buff. So I was like, it's taking some cues from, I think, stuff like that. And people have mentioned in Xenoverse 2, there was I think they had come out with a new mode, or it was also something similar like that. I think. Yes. I can't remember if it's I think it was Xenoverse 2. Somebody mentioned.
I think it is, because I remember I played Xenoverse 2 recently, and I was kind of like, what the hell is this? And like, I tried to play it, and I don't even think I made it through the tutorial, just because I was kind of like what you're saying. It's like, if I'm playing Xenoverse 2, I'm not looking for this. Like, I want to, beat the hell out of somebody. Like,
Yeah. And that's what I'm afraid. I'm like, if something like that came out for like Dokkan, like, that would make sense, because those people are casual people. They're there to just sit back, use one thumb to do everything. Whereas us Legends guys are usually like, attention is all focused on the phone. I got thumbs going in all different places. I got 2 fingers swiping up. Like, there's all types of things happening with that. So yeah, I was like, man, it's a change of pace for the game itself. So I think it'll be cool. I think it'll give people like an option to try something different, something more like laid back and relax. But I guess we'll see, if it's going to be like really good. I'm wondering if that's where the CC rewards are going to kind of entice players to play it more and do more with it. But I think, it's worth checking out and seeing how well it does. So I don't know. I know for me, it's like a 50-50, like, cool. We'll see how much I play it. But usually when I hop on Legends, like I said, it's a quick PvP match here or there, right? To have some fun real quick. I'm in the bathroom, I'm using I'm taking a dump or whatever. Real quick, man. Let me bust out something.
It is a good toilet game.
Yeah, man.
I anticipate that at least starting out, it'll be pretty CC heavy as far as rewards, like you said, to like incentivize people to get into it and everything. But yeah, I mean, and I'll play it for that. If it's like easy.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's how they're gonna do it. Yeah,
yeah.
Like, I mean that's how I'm playing it. Yeah, like at least in the beginning. Who knows? Maybe I'll really like it. That's the thing. Though. Maybe people really like it, which is smart. So that's how you're gonna get people to have to do it. That if you're gonna give us some CC in that.
True. I heard, and you'll know a lot more about this than I will anyway, because you've played Dokkan. A lot of people in my comments were saying that it was very like similar to the I think it was the World Tournament mode in Dokkan. I don't know.
Yeah, it's something like that. I mean, the thing is, I guess what deviates this one a little bit from that one, it kind of makes it stand out a little bit different, is this one it has more of a like certain, like, you want to be strategic with it. With like the World Tournament, you're kind of just like taking out all the enemies, but you got to be smart too. Dude, I don't know. I haven't played Dokkan in forever. It's been so long.
Okay.
But I know it's like a little bit different. I want to say, I just want to truthfully say, like, I know it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because there definitely seems like there's more strategy in place for the new Legends mode in comparison to World Tournament. But I feel like I'll say that Reason why I'm like, oh my God, I don't really know is because I know I'll get flamed for it because they're like, this guy doesn't play Dokkan. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But like,
That's fair.
I just remember like you have to go and get the other player and like, you know, try to knock out all the people that are in the map and then pick up little like, you know, Z medals and stuff like that you pick up on the map. But the other one just seems like it's more like, you know, you're going to get an HP boost here. So you're going to obviously want to put a person there. You want to put a person there. It's also like chess too, because you have to save like your boss. Because the whole point is you're trying to make your way to the enemy's boss. Same for them. But where you place your characters will stop them in trying to get to your character. But obviously, where you place them at, they get certain buffs. I just feel just more of like a strategic element to it and more tactical element to it than I think. The World Tournament is. But I'm really afraid to look at chat because I'm sure they're like, oh God, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
No,
so I'm like, oh shit, here we go.
I thought you were like a daily or daily-ish, you know, Dokkan player, I guess, in my head.
Dude, no. Oh, dude, no. I fall. I told you, I quit Dokkan the moment I got Legends.
Oh.
And even then with Legends, I'm like, you know, like I said, I've fallen off a little bit there, but still keep up, obviously, with certain things here and there.
Gotcha. Okay. So kind of to wrap it up, I think this will be a good note to end on and everything. So I had asked Lethal to find like a anything at all Dragon Ball related, like some sort of fan creation. And I want to do this, I think, every episode with whoever we have on, because I think this could be cool. It could give people a good chance to get some exposure, or just be like a cool way for you guys watching to be like, oh, you know, shit, I didn't know that was a thing. But so I'll do mine first because I thought I would find something as well. And let's see here. Let me go ahead and switch us over. But so one thing that I wanted to share was it's kind of more so this channel in general, but there's a specific video that I'll show the first like little bit of. But I found this channel and yeah, I'll
whenever we see
did not mean to play that there. But no, it's the channel Kaioshin Kurt. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Relatively underrated YouTuber, I feel like. He's got 10,000 subs. I mean, that's almost 5 times, or that's more than 5 times more than me, and I'm calling him underrated. But I mean, that's YouTube.
He's way bigger than me.
Yeah, but you know, he's essentially a video essayist. And I guess maybe I'm trying to think. I don't think he. Oh yeah, he does do it in this video. Like he just, I think, is very unique. Because the topics in his videos, like I feel like Dragon Ball video essayists run out of topics really easily, and his topics are always very interesting. I feel like I'm scrolling through right now, and it's like trying to think of a couple of here. Why Raditz has Vegito's widow's peak, just shit that you would never think of, you know, and not even like the like random stuff, but more so like, you know, Ultra Instinct explained, just power up the Kai, like all about like the Kais and everything, just stuff that caught my interest. Not, you know, like I know that there are a lot of memes around the, you know, what if Goku got coronavirus, where I feel like people are kind of pulling straws. Like this never really feels like that. And he puts in like a pretty good amount of effort. Like, you know,
that's really cool.
He goes with like the whole Kai thing. Like this is him, you know, dressed up as like Kibito Kai over. And I don't know. I just think it's a cool idea. And like, I'll play the first little bit of this one, because this one, why Vegeta always holds his left arm, is like an example. I was like, you know, you're freaking right. Vegeta always does hold his left arm. Why the hell is that? And it was, you know,
he starts
interesting.
holding
That's so funny, dude. Yeah, I never even think about that. That's actually really interesting.
Because Vegeta does so much
I mean,
fighting,
I feel like
you would expect
video essays are
fair share of wear
like,
and
there's
tear,
a lot of them,
but
I don't know. And I'm not very into them, so I was into this, and
piece of
it caught my
continuity in
interest.
Dragon Ball. So in this video, we'll cover 3 theories that explain why Vegeta holds his left arm. Maybe it's because
that's so funny how I've never really caught on to that. That's hilarious.
We've seen Vegeta doing this as early as fighting Riku's
like he's showing all the different times.
Android 18 did that really bad number on Vegeta's left arm, completely breaking it.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm not gonna play the whole video because you know, you guys give you guys the chance to go watch it and give him the views and the all that good jazz. But yeah, I just wanted, you know, I was watching some of his videos recently, and I was like, you know what, I'm a throw him that. So
that's really cool, dude. Especially how, like, again, I never knew about him, so like I'm gonna have to go check him out now, because now I'm curious, dude. What the heck, man? Why does Vegeta always hold his left arm? Yeah, that's actually really cool, really neat, dude.
Yeah, like I said, none of this, you know, what if Goku got HIV and shit like that, like, you know, stuff that I feel like I actually kind of care to learn about. So, you know, but all right, so I will go ahead and play yours if you want to. we'll play it with no audio because you had mentioned there was some
Yeah.
copyright, and I watched the first little bit of it, and I was like, yeah, that's some heavy copyright.
Yeah, I was like, no, when you said, I was like, yeah, you're right, never mind, don't do that.
But if you want to explain, your thoughts behind this, go right ahead.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you want to play this like the first couple seconds,
All
I mean,
right.
it pretty much kind of say it, and then I kind of talk the rest. But no, it's just really cool. Does this say under the author or the author, the person who wrote the person who posted it? Man, sorry. I wish I can get their name. I think it starts with a G. I think it's like Gizzo.
Grazdog.
It's Grazdog. Sorry. Yeah, that's what it's. Grazdog on Reddit. This is such a cool post that he posted up there. It's really neat. But this was like this opening cinematic for Legends. We want the old Legends. Okay. And then it kind of, I'll say then it pretty much like goes into like all the past updates that Legends used to give us, like the old space times. Dude, I used to miss those.
This is interesting
March
for me
20th.
as a new player, newish,
Right. Yeah, no, I remember this is when you could pre-register for the game. You got like some of the Shallot apparel stuff. You got a bunch of CC rewards. Some of the old format banners, dude. Oh my God, I miss it. And they used to have starter packs. You used to be able to, if you were going to buy CC, you can get a free character from the banner. Like it wasn't the highlight character, but you'd get one of the free characters that were featured on the banner. There goes the balance updates.
Somebody mentioned that in the chat, and I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, dude. This is what they used to do before Zenkais, and it was a free upgrade to the characters that they would choose. You didn't have to worry about it, man. On the 999 Z power banners, I get so upset every time I see it because like this was peak Legends, when Legends was so like, I mean, obviously it cared more about the player base and like when to make them happy. I remember this is when they added in this new mode, the Ultra Space Rush mode.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's so sad seeing this. I saw that this morning and I was like, man, we have to bring this up. We got to remind people that Legends at one point, dude, used to make great decisions and have like great, they used to have a good celebrations and whatnot. The hype for the characters back then. Nowadays, I as we kind of mentioned it, we kind of already talked about it, Zenkais and how much Zenkais are kind of changing like the direction of what you should be focusing on when it comes to Legends nowadays. Because there's a big debate going on. Like, dude, do you just wait for a Zenkai or do you even bother summoning for a new character? You know what I mean? Like, do you just go for a Zenkai because they're going to be typically stronger. They'll do more damage. They get 2 extra abilities, right? So like, I feel like that's just where we've come to that point now where it's like, man, screw new characters. Let's just get Zenkais. I'm like, man, that shouldn't be how it is. You should be hyped for new characters. I kind of feel like they're taking away the attention of wanting to get excited for new characters again because I literally have people like tell me they're like, no, I'm skipping the new characters. I'm just gonna get the Zenkai. And I'm like, that defeats the purpose of like playing the game to get new characters. So like I kind of feel like Legends in that aspect, I hate that decision they made because it's really derailed people to really only care for Zenkais. I'm like, man, people are never gonna care too much about new characters after a while if you start continuing this trend. So I don't know, man. I don't know how they're ever gonna fix that. And the thing is though, like as we saw with the new update, they're really pushing Zenkai, and that's the way they're going. So, like I say, it's either you stick with it or you just stop playing the game. And I think a lot of us have slowly declined our usage of the game as much.
I'm just like, if they can keep Dokkan alive for 6 years, I feel like Legends can make it to that as well. Like they gotta have something up their sleeves.
I agree. I mean, people say that all the time. They're like, dude, Legends is dying, right? I'm like, dude, no. I'm like, Legends is not dying. I'm more than positive you'll see Legends for like look at how good Dokkan is doing. Yeah. I'm sure you'll see Legends survive probably for, I mean, maybe not as long as Dokkan, who knows? But I mean, because Dokkan still gets like first place awards all the time. Yeah. That's what the Legends doesn't really get as often. So, I think the game does enough to run itself, right? And to still stay somewhat relevant. But I mean, I don't know if it'll have as long as a lifespan, but I mean, I wouldn't think it's going anywhere I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. Especially if, like I said, imagine if the anime drops in a year or two. Who knows? Legends still kick in, you can bet your ass Legends will still be here.
Oh yeah, like an LF Moro from the manga,
yeah,
like the anime. Oh yeah,
exactly.
It's over.
I'm like, dude, and then like imagine they start doing heroes crossovers. Like,
oh shit,
there's all types of crazy heroes characters. I don't know if you've seen heroes, like the little characters, the animes they've been adding in. It's all over the place. It's crazy.
Basically, everybody has a Super Saiyan 4, is what I understand about heroes.
Everybody got Super Saiyan God forms and past Super Saiyan God. You're like, what the hell is going on in that spot?
Like, Dragon Ball Heroes feels like when I was like 12 and I was like doodling Dragon Ball stuff and like just completely making shit up,
right? You're like, Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, give him a new form, give him a limit breaker form. What's that? It's stronger than God. Yeah. Okay, let's go with it, run with it.
Yeah, they got it. But I don't know. So that's all I really had. I mean, but yeah, want to keep these relatively short and sweet and to the point, but this has been good, you know, as far as like, yeah, getting some good info on Legends and everything, and just shooting the shit. So I mean,
yeah, bro, this is fun.
anything else, or anything else you'd like to add before we wrap it up?
I mean, no, man. I mean, I don't know. There's not too much to add for like Legends wise, you know. No, but I mean, it's definitely check out Storm. Dude, Storm is a really cool guy. For everybody who's subscribed and watching, and you know, supporting the homie Storm, dude, his content is really good. I saw Storm's. I forgot what video I saw. Dude, I saw you on Twitter first, and then I was like, man, you put up a Vegeta. You did the Vegeta impersonations video. I think it was.
Oh yeah.
Is it that one? Yeah. And I was like,
so.
oh my god, this guy's hilarious. And then I just remember looking up your YouTube, and I was like, okay, dude, I like his content. It's really cool. So no, if anything, man, just like shout out to what you're doing. This is really cool. I like what you're going with nimbusCast. I think this is like unique and it's its own special thing, especially highlighting other creators, dude. I mean, dude, kudos to you. That's such a smart idea, and it's a really cool thing that you're doing for the community in general. So, nah, dude, if anything, I appreciate what you're doing, dude. I'm glad and humble you allowed me to come on here, especially as the first episode guest. I mean, this was really cool. I really enjoyed shooting the shit with you. I keep telling you, dude, we gotta do more stuff in the future, man. 100%. This is a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate the kind words, man. And yeah, everybody go check out Lethal. He's a really awesome Dragon Ball Legends YouTuber and Dragon Ball YouTuber in general. You got an awesome attitude, you know, that, like I said, like even though you can like talk shit about the game, you know, like I feel like at the end of the day when I watch your stuff, I feel like you actually at least somewhat enjoy Legends. You know, some people I'm just like, oh dude, please put that man out of his misery, and you know, let him find a different game. Man. Yeah, but
yeah.
So all right, guys, thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next time. But thank you so much, and have a great weekend, everybody. Peace.